Hello everyone, today we're going to be downloading the PowerShell app deployment toolkit. Toolkit's used as part of the process here with SECM and software distribution. The toolkit is it's freeware, and we're going to download the newest version, and we're going to do that simply opening up a browser. PowerShell app deployment toolkit should get something like that pop up. If you look, the first listing is PSADT.toolkit.com, and once you hit that page, you're just going to go download, and we're going to look for the newest version. Newest version is right on top, 3.8. If you scroll down, you'll see the older versions. Might as well get the new version, and we are going to pull that down. We'll put that on the desktop. We'll create a folder for ease of use. I'm going to call it PDT 3.8.0. Save it. What's this say? About this. Okay. Sorry about that little glitch. I clicked too fast. Alright, so you should see a zip file in here. I'm simply going to unzip it to here. Use WinZip. Now, as you can see, once the file unzips, there's 4 actual files, well, 2 directories and 2 files. So I'm going to delete the zip file at this point, and we're just going to look at what we have here, right? So the first folder is examples, and what this is basically a folder that has a PS1 in it and a README text, and it basically is instructions for using the script. Well, it tells you to use the docx, which I'll show you in a second. And then there's the PS1 here. This PS1 is for Adobe Reader. If you were going to, if you needed an example to see how Adobe Reader would be used, installed using PDT. Office 13, so you can see there's still, actually these examples are quite old. Every time they update it, they don't update the examples. It doesn't change much with the updates. They add different functions and stuff, which is pretty cool. So I typically delete the examples. I don't need them. You guys can take a look at them if you want. And then you have the change log. So the change log is basically just the log. It tells you what's been fixed with the different versions, and you can see it goes all the way back to, I think the 2.1 was when we actually started using it. Yeah, 2.01 is when I started using it, so we're going back to 13. So it's been around a while. Okay, so I get rid of this. You can look at that if you'd like. This Word document, this is the Bible here for this application. Right? Remember, this thing is freeware. The way I understand it is the folks that designed this toolkit were actually involved with designing SECM for Microsoft. I read that somewhere online. You guys can look that up and verify it. I may be wrong, but that's what I think. I remember reading that. I'm not sure if it was, it's the web, so who knows. Anyway, basically what this document is everything you need to know about this application, right? How it works, what it does. I'm very familiar with all of the titles over on this side. What I use this for is more so is to look at the functions, right? So I go directly to the functions. I'm an expert user with this thing, so I basically just a lot of times just need to look up different commands, right? So the commands that you're going to see in PowerShell Deployment Toolkit are not the same commands that you're going to see in PowerShell. These functions don't exist in PowerShell as a default, right? At least most of them, right? So if you look at, let's take one for example. Let's do an execute process. All right, so execute process. This is terrible. Execute process. Where are you, Beba? So execute process. Where'd it go? Oh, sorry. My goodness, sorry. Okay, so if you go to execute process, you will see that this is the actual function command. Okay, so this is what you're going to, this is what you would use to execute a process, which is not part of PowerShell, right? So it's a PowerShell function through PDT, but if you try to run this through PowerShell, and I'll show you, if you open up PowerShell and you try to run execute process, it'll just laugh at you. It doesn't know what it is. But I'll later show you in another video how it works. But anyway, this is the Bible for this tool. Right? So let's close out Word. And here's the toolkit itself. Right? The toolkit consists of 3 directories, main directories, and 3 files. And I'll explain each of these in a later video. But typically what I do to get set up and get ready to build is I do a cut, and then I'll paste that in over here, and then I'll do a delete, and we'll refresh, and there you have it. So now, and you only have to do this once. You can keep reusing this, right? So, and in my next video, I'm going to show you what I do as far as setting up the template for the tool itself, right? So the template exists. My template, for example, exists on my desktop exactly like you see it here. And when I need to build an application, I'm just going to do a copy, and then I'm going to rename it, and there you have it. So we'll get that out in the next video. But anyway, we're done downloading it. I'm going to delete this. We're done downloading, and that's basically what I wanted to show you. It's a simple download and how to get it ready and prep it for first use. All right. That's about all.